Okay, good afternoon. Thank you all for joining us today for our next instalment, our next webinar. Today we're going to be taking a look at the unique and memorable experiences that your clients and you can have in Peru. Firstly, just a couple of introductions. I'm Simon Hemmings. I'm the head of team for the UK and Ireland here at DMC Reps. On the call today as well, we have Jill Siebert, who's our head of operations for Europe, also at DMC Reps. And our guest speaker today, we have Eduardo Alt from Inbound Peru DMC. Firstly, if you haven't heard of DMC Reps before, I'd just like to clue you in a little bit. DMC Reps are a sales and marketing representation company. We specialize in DMCs. We have around 55 DMCs around the world, covering over 60 countries. And our aim is to connect the right DMCs with the right tour operator partners and hope for a happy and long relationship. So without further delay, I will hand over to Eduardo and let him get on with talking to you about the unique and memorable experiences in Peru. Eduardo, over to you.
Sorry, I'm trying to share my... Can you see it? Can you see it now?
No, not yet.
Sorry?
No, not yet.
Sorry about that. Let me try again. What about now?
Yes.
Okay. Good morning from sunny Lima. I'm sorry about this small problems with technical use of Zoom. I'm not accustomed to it now. I've changed the tool. Welcome to our webinar. I'm just trying to get a bit you to know more about Peru and the memorable experiences we can give you and your clients once you visit our country. Thank you for joining us. Let's begin talking about why Peru. There are several reasons that you can think about when you're thinking about Peru. We are not that far enough. We were really close because we had before the pandemic 470 weekly non-stop flights to Latin America and direct flights to Madrid, Paris, London, and Amsterdam, as well as to the most important US cities and Canada. Our history is very, very important. We had one of the most important empires in Latin America and in the world. Being Machu Picchu just the tip of the iceberg, there are a lot of things to get to know. For example, Caral is the oldest city in the Americas. Chanquillo is the oldest astronomic observatory in the Americas. Chan Chan is the biggest mud city in South America and the second biggest city in mud city in the world. We had a lot of museums, and the Larkin Museum, located in Lima, is one of the 25 best museums in the world and the #1 in South America. We had a lot of art and traditions to share with our visitors. Other reason why is the nature. We got to talk a bit about geography. The 60% of the territory is Amazon rainforest. The 30% are highlands or mountains, and about 11% is the coast with a lot of deserts and beaches all along the almost 3,000 kilometers long they have. Here you can see where the most important touristic cities or destinations are. Lima is the capital. Cusco, where Machu Picchu is the second most important destination. Arequipa and Puno in the south, as well as Puerto Maldonado or Tambopata in the jungle, and Iquitos, far in the north, are the most important destinations for our travelers. We have a lot of deserts and beaches, a lot of sea life to share, glaciers and mountains. The Colca Canyon is the deepest canyon in the world. Titicaca Lake is the highest navigable lake in the world. And the Amazon rainforest is one of our biggest nature treasures. Life we can share is incredible. For example, the rose pink or the pink dolphin is one of those strange creatures you can see when you're in Iquitos. Adventure is a second important activity. For example, obviously water sports, sandboard or sand skiing, paragliding, kayaking or rafting, biking, trekking, zip lines or via ferratas, trail systems in different parts of the Amazon rainforest, canoeing, bird watching, and obviously we cannot forget about our culinary. 3 restaurants in Lima are among the 50 best restaurants in the world, and we've been awarded as the best culinary destination in the world for 5 years in a row. We have more than 3,000 different potato varieties, fruits, seafood. The ceviche and lomo saltado are our flag dishes. There's a lot of different dishes we can share with our travelers. Abiri desserts, and a very good coffee to end our lunch or our dinner. Let's go now to the focus of the presentation, memorable experiences. There are a lot of experiences we can share with you, but we pick just some of them because we need about 1 week to talk about all the experiences we can offer in our country. Being Machu Picchu, one of the 7 wonders of the world, one of the experiences we really wish to share is the way we can travel from Cusco to Machu Picchu with luxury trains. The Hiram Bingham is one of those. It's the top of the line of the luxury trains in Peru. The service is really superb. You are going to be waiting. They were going to be waiting for you with champagne at the train station. There's an observatory wagon at the end of the train for you to take all the views you want during the travel. With music during the train travel. Very good and gourmet food. And this is the route from Poroy train station that is about 20 minutes far from Cusco City to the end of the train ride in Machu Picchu Pueblo or Aguascalientes. That it's about 20 minutes by bus to the Machu Picchu Citadel. The other luxury train is the private. It's owned by the other company moving trains in that railway. The private is a wagon just for 8 people. It's going to be chartered if you want to drive there. And it has a superb and very personalized service with a balcony in the wagon just to have wonderful views, and a private bar and excellent food. But there are another 2 train services I want to share with you. One goes from Cusco to Juliaca and the Lake Titicaca, where Puno city is. And the other goes from Cusco to Puno and then to Arequipa. Let's talk about the Titicaca train that goes from Cusco to Puno or from Puno to Cusco. It's an 11 hours train ride, and it's considered one of the best 25 train landscapes in the world. It has a very, very nice gourmet food. It belongs to Belmont. This is the lounge with an observatory. The other part of the lounge with the private bar. And this is the observatory wagon. And the train service is the Andean Explorer. It's the first and only train with bedrooms in South America. It goes from from Cusco to Puno with a stop near Puno for the first night, and then from Puno to Arequipa with a stop near Arequipa for a second night, and different excursions can be taken in Puno and in Arequipa as well. This is the lounge, the restaurant, one of the 3 types of bedrooms they have. Other memorable experience is glamping. We have some glamping near Cusco for the Inca Trail, for example, as well as in Huaraz, known as the Peruvian Switzerland city. This is a type of service we do have in the glamping experience with king-size bed. This is a decoration. All the linen is 100% Pima cotton. The tents are tents originally designed for 12 people, but we use them only for a couple or 2 people in twin accommodation. Each tent has 3 bathroom tents with lavatory, a water closet, and hot showers. And this is the level of our gastronomy for dinner or for lunch or for breakfast. Let's go just for some of the other experiences. You can have surfing lessons in Lima or some of the beaches we have along the coast. We can swim with sea lions. This is near Lima, at about 1 hour boat ride from El Callao, this main port in Lima. Paragliding, overflight over the Nazca Lines. This is near Paracas, at about 3 hours ride from Lima to the south. Boat rides near Paracas. Sandboarding or sand skiing. Luxury picnic or luxury dinners at the desert. And river cruises in the Amazon River near Iquitos. we've been awarded last year as the best river cruise in the world. This was the cruise ship awarded with that pride. This is one of the type of cabins it has. A wonderful view. This is the restaurant, the bar, and a lot of activities, including night activities. You can enjoy kayaking in the river, in the lakes, even in the sea. River rafting, biking in the Andes or in the deserts. Enjoying a children's course in a traditional chapel. This chapel is the oldest chapel near Cusco, where you can enjoy the Andean Baroque route. This is at about an hour and a half south from Cusco, and it has 3 different small churches where you can enjoy and see what is called the South America Sistine Chapel. The paintings are really incredible. And you also can enjoy an organ played by only one person that is allowed to play this old, very old organ. All with professionalism and cordiality we have all over Peru. This is only part of the memorable experiences we can offer your clients. But let's talk about why Inbound Peru. Our mother company is called Nexus Turismo. It was created in 1993 as a wholesaler, an outgoing wholesaler. Nowadays, it's a travel management company known as a sort of boutique wholesaler. And in 2004, we created the inbound department called Inbound Peru by Nexus. We offer trailer trips. We have a very experienced staff that knows deeply the country, so we can really advise which is the best way and the best destination for the travelers. And our services include booking for accommodations, organization of activities and excursions, concierge services for restaurants and attractions, as well as recommendations and reservations in selected restaurants, logistics for air, cruise and road transportation, and airport pickup and baggage handling. And we have special services, for example, for VIPs, welcome gifts, and medical services. That's why we call our service as crafted to fit experiences. Thank you so much for sharing with us this presentation. And let's go now to questions and answers.
Thank you very much, Eduardo. Yeah, I mean, if there's any questions for Eduardo, whether that's about Peru or something you've seen in that presentation, whether it's questions around the trains or the glamping or the river cruises, you know, please just put them in the chat box at the bottom of your screen, and we will pass those on to Eduardo now. But yeah, fantastic. I mean, I've been to Peru before, and you know, I feel like I've missed a lot, Eduardo, and there was a huge amount there that I didn't see and I didn't even know about.
That was the idea, exactly, just to give a small idea of what are you missing and what can you really enjoy in the next travel to Peru. Yeah.
We have a question here, someone asking about wineries in Peru. Is Peru a big region? Is there a particular area you would go to for tasting wine?
Not really wine. Nevertheless, the one is getting better every year. But pisco is our flag cocktail or flag alcohol drink. It's a sort of brandy, and it's very, very tasteful, and it's obviously what we use to prepare the pisco sour. There are several trips to get to know different distilleries, and we have in Ica near Paracas and near Nazca, the oldest pisco distillery in South America. It was created in about 1658 or something like that. So yes, you can come here not just for wine, but for pisco.
Okay, pisco sours. There you go. You cannot go to Peru without having a pisco sour.
Obviously.
Obviously. Talk to us about some more of the food that we saw there. You know, what are the most, so the ceviche and the lomo saltado, is it? Yeah. What's so unique about that?
Everything. Well, you know, ceviche, even it's known to be Peruvian. You can find it almost all over the Pacific coast. You can find it in different ways, obviously, in Mexico, for example, or in Ecuador, or even in Colombia. But I think the root is in Tahiti. Well, it's called something like raw fish or something like that. I don't remember now the name in French. It used to be something like raw fish. You prepare it with lemon juice. You put the fish or the seafood you want in lemon juice for some minutes, and some salt and pepper and, well, whatever condiment you want to. You add some onions, and, well, that's a ceviche basically.
Okay.
And the lomo saltado is a fusion between Chinese and Peruvian traditional food. It's made in a sort of wok. You saw that there are lomo with onions and chili, and you add some French fries, and it's very tasty dish.
Okay, sounds fantastic. I'm sure I've tried. I'm sure I've tried it when I was in Peru. It was a long time ago. We have another question here for you, which actually is a very good question. For a first-time traveller, how long or how many days would you suggest for your first-time visit?
Well, it depends on the possibility of each traveler. You can do it in a 5 or 7 days trip if you just want to see the top of the peaks, let's say Lima and Cusco. But I really suggest that, as usually the trips from Europe or from the States are a bit long, if you got to be, let's say, 10 hours in a plane, you don't really want to be only 3, 4, or 5 days in a destination. So we suggest to be here at least 10 to 14 days, so you can really enjoy in a sort of slow traveling, not only Lima, Cusco, Machu Picchu, but perhaps Paracas and Nazca Lines and Arequipa or Titicaca Lake.
Okay, certainly hope that answers the question. Yeah, I mean, obviously there's a lot to do and see, and yeah, I think you could probably spend weeks and weeks traveling around Peru and still not see it all. So, but there are certainly places that you head to first. Okay, I can't see any more questions coming in. So last chance now before we say goodbye. But whilst that's happening, Eduardo, oh, we do have another one. Sorry, asking for the best time to travel to Peru.
Well, if you're thinking about going to the Andes, let's say Machu Picchu and Cusco. The best time is during the dry season. It goes between end of March or beginning of April and the last days of September, beginning of October. You can travel obviously with rain, but it isn't really very nice to travel or to walk around Machu Picchu with rain. I did it a lot of times, but it's always better to do it with sun. So let's do it between April and September. That's the best time to travel. Okay,
good. And then finally, and I'm sure this is a question that everybody wants to know, at the moment, how is the situation in Peru in regards to the COVID-19 pandemic? Are there any restrictions at the moment?
Yeah, there are some small restrictions, but it's more important, we all, not only those working in tourism, but almost all the population are very conscious about taking care of ourselves and our visitors. This is biosecurity measures we have. We really have a social distance. We take care using 2 masks when we are with other people or walking around or entering some restaurant. I think if you take care of yourself, there's no problem to travel nowadays.
Okay. Well, I think we'll leave it there, Eduardo. So thank you very much for being our guest speaker today, and for enlightening us as to the unique and memorable experiences that you can offer. I will send a recording out to anybody who entered, and also anyone who registered for this but wasn't able to. So yeah, thank you very much for your time, everybody, and I hope to see you again in future webinars.
Thank you so much, everybody. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.